In this video, we are going to go over the historical negatives and positives of legalizing the grass, and in no way am I encouraging any of the actions in this video. I am purely presenting you the facts in an educational and entertaining way, so you may come to your own subjective conclusion on if you support legalization or not. So YouTube, please, I'm just a stickman trying to educate the public using historical data of states and countries that have legalized to see how their economy, crime rate, and other important categories were affected. Have you ever thought, man, why don't you just legalize global edition already? Cause I mean, design never hurt nobody, I think. I mean, look at Bob Marley, the legendary peace icon. He was blasted 24/7, smoking up every day on that fine Jamaican soul-bonded baba. Okay, but like, there's gotta be some bad stuff too. I mean, it can't be that like, if I had magical powers and I could just swipe my hand and legalize everywhere, things would be perfect. Come on, bro. We were supposed to go hit the Rainbow Ferry road waves today with our advanced futuristic surfboards that hover and shit. Cause don't you remember? You legalized bro. Nah. Doesn't legal increase the number of homeless and like make people get psychosis and stuff more often? So it is true, Canada mental health ER visits are up after legalization, especially for anxiety and psychosis and people binging high tea wax like it was oxygen. Okay, well that's not really that bad. I mean, like, yeah, duh, that would happen. What about the important stuff though? Teen use didn't really go up, violent crime didn't explode, in some places it even dropped, tax revenue held low, infrastructure funding and school programs, jail time for a nug in your sock, gone in most places where it's legal. Well, okay, but so why can't I just light up a morning doozy in Singapore without being guillotined in the afternoon? Because countries are afraid of psychosis headlines, of violating UN treaties written in 1961 by people who thought jazz was dangerous, of their pharma and alcohol lobbies crying in their yachts due to lower sales, and also because Stone Surfer Utopia doesn't look that good on a re-election campaign. Oh. Well, yeah, that actually kind of makes sense. So now you understand the reality of why we won't, or I'd even say can't be legal everywhere, even if logically the positives outweigh the negatives, making it seem like a no-brainer. More jobs, increased economy, increased tourism, but also decreased prestige and honor, I guess. I mean, imagine weed was legal to smoke in Japan. I think I'd view the entire country differently. Maybe not worse, but just like more chill, which more chill isn't exactly the vibe every country wants to go for. Lucky for you though, you probably don't live in Japan and get to enjoy the benefits of a more chill vibe and, well, the za, especially if you live in the States where you have great options for getting nationwide legal za delivered right to your doorstep, which is exactly where today's sponsor base comes in. And the best part is, right now for a limited time, they are offering everyone watching this video a chance to get a free eighth delivered to your doorstep. And there's a good chance that after receiving your eighth, you might want to get some of their other great products. And for that, you can even use my discount code CBDBRO for minus 15% off all your future orders. To be eligible, all you have to do is go to the pinned comment, be at least 21, pay for shipping, and get ready to blaze up. Anyway, but the real issue with legalizing is doing it right, which requires the government to basically launch a new industry and a government agency at the same time. You need good and enforced regulations in age limits, product testing, sales tracking, THC caps, zoning laws for dispensaries, tax structures, marketing restrictions, public education campaigns, and a hotline for when a high schooler eats 100 milligrams by mistake. And quite frankly, most governments are too inexperienced and old school to even think of doing all that shit when they most likely have other, way bigger problems to deal with the obvious exception being the US because of how much variation there is between political ideals and landscapes from state to state. Drive up to California and you'll find the best bud anywhere in the world. Everybody's high, vibing, not a care in the world except paying your rent, of course. Now drive down to Texas, rent's cheaper, but you'll be executed before you're even able to light your bro. There's also the what ifs. What if teens start doing nothing but vaping strawberry in the school bathroom? What if a bus driver eats a brownie and forgets how buses work? What if people get too chill and stop going to war? Which, especially for countries in geopolitically tense locations like, I don't know, the ones bordering Russia, they probably don't want to start the next peace and love wave anytime soon, cause, I mean... But there's also a lot of countries where it's just about traditions. The idea that weed is a sign of mental decline is just embedded so deeply in some cultures that promising to legalize weed would make you seem incompetent or like a prophesized demon plotting the downfall of the country, bruh.
行き過ぎですました。あなたは壊れています。
You say what, bruh? それはとても残念です。But one thing that legal absolutely does though is spike your country's economy like a crypto pump. Since only 5% of countries in the world have legal weed, with an extra 25% having it decriminalized, tourists like myself, which I doubt that I'm alone on this, basically only want to visit countries where they can get faded. It's a no-brainer if you enjoy indulging in that broccoli, man. Would you rather go to a tropical paradise with beautiful sunsets, gnarly waves, and a rich culture like Bali, for example, or a place with all that along with legal weed like Phuket? I know which one I'm choosing personally. You don't only boost your economy by reclaiming a large portion of the market away from illegal dealers, but also by inviting tourists to come and splurge money in your country while being blasted 24/7. Yet now we arrive back to the traditions and respect factor. Not all countries want the economic boost enough where they'd allow a bunch of stoner dudes from all around the world to come in and disturb their way of life. But from the perspective of a stoner dude who enjoys disturbing the McDonald's employees at 3 a.m., what are some of the best countries to visit for legal anyway, bruh? Well, the US is great, Thailand is nice, the Netherlands is always a banger. Honestly, there's enough variety already where you won't really feel the need to go anywhere where you can't smoke, because basically every biome has a legal country nowadays. And if you're in the US, it's even easier because of how varying every state is and, you know, the whole thing. But what are some of the countries you should never ever visit if you want to smoke up with alternatives? Well, never go to Dubai, China, Philippines, really anywhere near Asia except Thailand. So Thailand is really the only option for getting za near Asia. Don't go to Italy, go to Spain. They have social clubs that are basically like a mix of a dispensary and a coffee shop. Speaking of coffee shops, the Netherlands has the best in the world, and although now legal in Germany too, without a medical card you won't be getting any, so stick to Amsterdam. Want to go to Slovakia, Serbia, Bulgaria? Oh yeah, no one goes there, forgot. For South America, there's a lot of choice actually. Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, and many more. Although I've never been to South America personally, I'm sure they got some fire za. But does your country have legal za? And if not, do you think you'll ever have it? Me personally, I got no hope. Anyway, see you in the next one. Bye bye.
We looking for ops, young niggas letting off shots. They don't give a fuck about the cops. We clutching the mobs.